All right, so what's new for tonight, you might ask? We've got these guys. We didn't even need the rod, but we're still gonna install the rod across here because I think it'll just be handy to have. But these lock onto the rod as well. It vices on. These are really high quality. Let's see here. I'll get the box real quick. Give me 1 second. So I got two different sizes. I got the MS08 Magic Arm 22 inches, and that's on Amazon. Okay. And then the other one was the smaller one, which I think was like 12 inches. You can see one's just basically twice as long as the other. And when I'm not filming, I can put this phone here, and then it looks just like this phone. This phone's got a radiation flap sleeve that I have on it. So, anyhow, so that makes it so you don't have to hold the phone in your hand while you're trading stocks or doing whatever it is that you're doing. So that keeps the radiation away from your body. There's a lot of people who are pretty ignorant, and they say, oh, the majority of the radiation that the phone emits isn't microwave. Well, if you watch my last channel, the one that Justin took down, I took the radiation tester and held it up to this for just microwave oven radiation tester, and it would go into code red and start alarming. So while it might be emitting more radiation than microwave radiation, it still emits enough microwave radiation to sound the radiation alarm on a microwave oven. Okay? That's a big deal, guys. Anyway, and it happens more when you're playing around on YouTube and Facebook, scrolling, as well as, trading stocks, something that's high bandwidth. But anyway, these are real nice. You basically squeeze this thing right here, and it's pretty clever how they put this thing together. Real nice stuff. So pretty happy with that. I don't know why I would need one longer than the 22-inch one. I mean, maybe I would, but I don't think so. So I'm probably going to end up buying more of those 12-inch. I mean, they're about the same price. So maybe you just go ahead and buy the 22-inch, and then you just remove one of these. Like, you just completely detach one of these. So I'll have to play with that after a bit, but I'm pretty sure you can, because those look to just be like a ball inside of a coupler there that gets viced down on it. So you just remove an arm, because I think they're the same price for the 22 and the 12-inch. So, because it's just this extra little rod that you're getting, and maybe an extra one of these twisty things. But anyway, I'm going to get more of these. And they came with a couple little parts that I didn't even understand what they're used for. They didn't even attach to this. I think maybe they're for if you don't have this on here, they attach to that screw. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So, anyhow, got that. We've got a monitor on order from Amazon. If I would have known it was going to be a long time to get it, I would have just paid extra for the one that was slightly more expensive. I didn't realize what was going on as far as the shipping was concerned, the one that I'm getting. It was weird. I got a refurbished monitor, but I got the 3-year protection plan on it. So we'll see. I'm not, hopefully that's not a conflict of interest where the 3-year protection plan isn't offered on the monitor that's refurbished. Hopefully that's not the case. These things even have these nice little pads that are sitting there against the wood. I don't know if you can see that, those little red pads. It's a really high quality thing. This super magic arm. So anyhow, but anyway, I'm going to put a monitor here, and they've got big touchscreen monitors as well. So I forget if the one that I ordered is touchscreen or not, but I'm going to get the nice one that's not touchscreen, that has a really high frame rate, and then I'm going to get another one that is touchscreen. And So the one that's touchscreen will be the one that I plug into the phone. The one that's not touchscreen will be the one that I probably hook up to a laptop. And so the phone one will be the stock trading one, and the laptop one will be for patents and so on and so forth. So a couple other things I've realized. So I thought that these were a mistake, these ones that are just made out of yarn with, you know, some frame to them, versus I thought that these were the awesome ones. Well, that, first of all, it sheds, it makes a mess, okay? Second of all, it's gonna deteriorate because it's just, when I'm driving around, it's making that noise the whole time I'm driving. It's the only thing in the van that makes noise. Everything else is silent. So I've realized these yarn ones are actually the way to go. And it's like, worst case scenario, I break it. So I'm actually really happy that I went crazy with these over here, these yarn metal hybrid ones. And I'm probably going to end up getting rid of, I'm going to probably end up taking back all of these that are made out of that, because they're just going to shed to death with the vibration of the van, whereas these are silent. And I realized I can just put these up there. I'll get this yellow bag out of the way eventually, but I've realized I can set these around up there in clever ways, and I'm probably not even going to need to fill in that void. I'm probably not even going to need to put anything there if I do this properly with putting one of these in the right spot. And then I'm trying to think of a clever way to tack it down. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just take a screw and a little plate and lock it into spot, but I'm just keeping my options open. I'm thinking if there's any other way I can do it. That way I don't have to put a little hole in the board, but it's not a big deal, I don't think, if I do. So anyhow, this board here is just because I'm about to use it for something. That's why it's up there. It's not... So anyway, making progress. So let's do a stock chat real quick. So, well, why isn't that? Okay. So the Shanghai Stock Exchange is open, which is mainland China. So they're plugging away, and they're going to put in all their short positions today because everything's at trend lines right now, or everybody thinks it's going to fall. Meanwhile, let me pull up the meanwhile, if we go to Bitcoin, it's currently at 84,894. Okay, so it's going to do a little dip here, and then once it does its dip, which is during Chinese and India and all this other stuff, it's going to do its dip. They're going to place their puts and their sell more shares short. Okay, then let me show you something here. If we back out, okay, then what's going to happen is, in the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin's going to fly. So you can see here we're zoomed out big time. This is like monthly. Okay, so there's the all-time previous high, and okay, so all of a sudden Bitcoin's going to fly because Powell made it very clear about the inflation that's coming. So then let me show you something else. Well, long story short, I know what I was going to show you. It really bothered me that somebody was saying this the other night. I get bothered easily by stupid shit, I suppose, but it just really bothers me how not smart so many people are. Give me a second here. I'm pulling up the let's see here. It's nice to just lay down on this bed. This thing's got a memory foam topper, gel coat topper thing on it. It's really nice. It's really soft. You can just lay down and chill for a little bit. Relax. Okay, so here it is. So, showed this the other night. And it'd be one thing if you guys could ask polite questions. But you guys don't. You always think you're going to school me, and you guys are ignorant as fuck, to put it bluntly. So these are all the exchanges, and this is how many Bitcoins are held on each exchange. For those of you thinking that this is a lie, no, it's not, because Bitcoins have serial numbers, okay? Each increment of Bitcoin has a serial number, and all you got to do is use second grade math to tally all those together at each exchange, and then add all the exchanges together, and you get the total amount of Bitcoin at the exchanges. Now look here, 2178, 2,178,000. That's another 4,000 down in the last, another 3,000 down in the last 24 hours, okay? So what's happening is Bitcoin was at a point where we thought maybe it was going to turn around. But as you can see there, this came down, this green came down, that's the supply at the exchanges, and it peaked back up for a minute, and now it's on its way back down. And the reason why that's so important is because, as I noted the other day, it didn't matter if they went up with it or down with it, they were losing ground either way they went, and that's not normally the case. Normally, if they swing it one way or the other, they can get people to sell them back. Now, the reason why this is so important is because of the ones that are on the exchange, while there is a finite number with the exact serial numbers on the exchanges, that doesn't mean that the people who are told that they own Bitcoin on the exchanges aren't double, triple, quadruple assigned the same Bitcoin, the same game they play with gold. So there's going to be a squeeze with Bitcoin the same way that there is a squeeze with gold, where there's these exchanges and all these ETFs where everything is double, triple, quadruple assigned, and the reality is you don't really own it unless you withdraw it. So as soon as they teach people that on the 6 o'clock news and explain to everybody that you don't actually own your crypto until you take it to a cold wallet, okay, there's a lot of ignorant people out there who don't understand that. And they're in for a rude awakening when they find out they've lost their crypto. And all the exchanges have to do is just say they got hacked. Just tell a lie that they got hacked. And then, oh no, what happened to my Bitcoin? I don't know what happened to my Bitcoin. So anyway, that is why, like, somebody was trying to explain to me, what was his name? What was his name? Anyway, one of these guys who's a regular on my channel comments, he was trying to say that there's not going to be a squeeze until the end of 2025. Dude, there could be a squeeze, there could be a supply crunch the moment that everybody who thinks they own Bitcoin right now withdraws their Bitcoin to a cold wallet. That could happen tomorrow. They would quickly find out that they don't actually own their Bitcoin, okay? That there's not enough at the exchanges. And then the other guy, Noob or whatever his name is, was trying to tell me that this isn't the real numbers. It's like, you guys just speak out of your ass. You guys have no clue what you're talking about. It gets kind of old, I'm not going to lie. All right, that's enough of that video. The stock market's about to fly, guys. It's going to be an event you won't forget. See ya.